Hello friends, welcome to Código AMAD. First things first, let's start the videos by explaining login, logout, connections and disconnections. Login and connections is the concept I am going to touch on now. To start Amadeus, you must always access to amadeusvista.com. That should be the first step from the graphical mode because there is also transactional mode. On the top folio, we have the graphical mode. And on the bottom folio, we have the transactional mode. In graphical mode, the second step is to enter Run Altea Reservation Desktop. The third step is the box that represents the screenshot where the office ID appears by default, which can be called in different ways. The office ID also can be called RP, and here we have a specific folio about the office ID, but I am going to continue with the graphical folio, I mean this folio. After I finish with this folio, I will continue speaking about the office ID. So, as I said before, the office ID appears automatically, okay? By default. What I am going to tell you now, you can expand by tapping on the Help tab. I am going to explain the screenshot, this screenshot, okay, because this is a screenshot. Let's go. In the agent code, you have to fill in a 4-digit code and a 2-letter code. The 2-letter code usually consists with the first letter of the agent's name and the first letter of the agent's last name. It's random information thought. Here we have a square with a tab to display 3 options: SU, GS and RC. We have by default here the SU supervisor. To speak about more information about this part of the agent code, I am going immediately to the transactional folio, this folio, where we have here on the bottom more information about the duty code. This is named duty code. So the 3 options we have inside, touching the triangle, okay, to display 3 options, the 3 options are SU, the one we have here by default, it means supervisor, and also we have other 2 options, GS, general sales, and RC, to speak about specific functions, okay? The difference between the duty code here is a triangle, and here is a bar, okay? Before the code, bar and security code. So, SU is for supervisor, who can create overbooking, in addition to having other privileges that the other 2 options don't have. GS stands for General Sales. It's the option of choice for employees who are hierarchically below the supervisor. RC is used to specify the different moments that you may encounter in your work day, such as going to eat, to the bathroom, to smoke, to rest, etc. I have used the transactional login folio, as I said before, to explain the duty code, nothing more, nothing less. Although I will return to this folio to give more details about the other information about the transactional mode, about this, but I am not going to speak about this now, okay? I decide to start speaking about this folio to explain just this part because of this, okay? Because of this reason, I have explained this part, okay? Once we have displayed the triangle, once we have displayed all the information touching on here and chosen the duty code we are interested in, we proceed to fill in the password, okay? The password. The main password has no further information except in the change of password. In the password changes, the old password, this one, is written in that side. In the new password, here, you type the new one, okay? Now I am going to speak about the areas, workspaces, okay? The areas are also called workspaces and are used to work with one Amadeus or several Amadeus at the same time. Usually, area A is marked by default, okay? That means we will only be working with one area, but if we want to work with several areas at the same time, simultaneously, we will have to mark more areas. More areas. The maximum is 6, from A to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to use them all at the same time to work with 6 Amadeus open at the same time, you have to tap on all here, to tap on here, and all 6 are instantly marked at the same time. Now I am going to speak about the checkbox which appears next to Amadeus Training, this box. If you mark it, another screen appears where more data needed to connect is covered, but today I am not going to explain that part because it only affects the staff who are in the testing phase. Let's continue. At the end of the table, at the end, this part, there is a section, this section, that covers several pieces of information and is separated by a line, this line, okay, that tell us everything that influences the remote office connection. Remotely, your main connection will be the one that appears by default at the top of the screenshot. This. But you can work remotely on another computer in another branch of the same company. Here you have the information about the another office, the different office, the remote one, and here the information about the computer you want to use in the office, the remote office, okay? Because there are several computers in this office, you will find different computers. That's why you will need to write here the ID of the specific computer you want to work on, okay? Okay, so to do this, after tapping on remote office, you tap here, you have to type the remote office ID here, and in terminal ID, you must enter the ID of the computer here in the remote office to which you want to connect. It's important to know that there are several computers in each office. The last thing you need to connect is tap on login, and you will be connected, okay? Now, let's go for the Office ID folio. Okay, as I said before, the Office ID, the one you have here, has a lot of information to speak about, okay? That's why I made this folio, okay? Sometimes people think that Office ID is not important, but it is very important. Office ID or Office code has several names. This is very important. Office ID, Office code, or RP, okay? This code is obtained by searching for the Office profile, which is represented by the acronym PV or RP. PV or RP. When you are inside of a PNR, it means the reservation. We don't have here a screenshot of a reservation. We don't have here a specific folio with the screenshot of a reservation. We don't have, but you know that on the top of the PNR, in the top of the reservation, you always have RP slash this. That's why it's very important that I am going to explain everything about the Office ID, because the Office ID is important when you are logging in, okay? But the Office ID appears all the time in the PNR, in the reservation, on the top, okay? With the RP slash, okay? All the time. That's why this is very important. As I said, when you are inside of a PNR, it appears on the top and it indicates that the office in which you are registered is that one. And it's telling you all the time. RP, Office ID, okay, the same, is colloquially known as an agency code. The Office ID is a 9-character alphanumeric code that identifies the office. 9-character alphanumeric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-character alphanumeric, okay? And it identifies the office. There are two ways, this is very important, to get the Office ID. There are two ways to get the RP code. Let's go for the specific folio to speak about these two ways. First way is small, okay, just one line. I am going to speak now, but this is the second way. Very big with a lot of information, okay? So, the first option, this one. You must do P plus intro, P plus enter, and align with the code written in duplicate 1, 2, automatically appears on the screen. You can see that it matches the code at the top of the graphical mode screenshot. It matches. This code is the same. Okay. The second way to get the Office ID code is here, okay, as I said before. You need to tap GG Core Codes. GG Core Codes. But before I will speak about all this information, I made this small piece of paper to tell you in depth with more details how you get this screenshot, because it's not so easy. By tapping GG Core Codes, you don't get this screenshot automatically, okay? It's not so easy. That's why I made this small piece of paper. The first thing you need to do is to type GG Core Codes. Enter. Enter means intro, okay? Okay, the second, you will find a list with a lot of codes, a lot. The desired code will be in a list of several codes. Within this list, you will have to move up and down in the list until you find the desired code. That's why I have written all this information. To move through this list, you must use MD, MU, MB, MT. Move down to go down to the next page. Move up to go to the previous page. Move bottom to go to the bottom of the listing. Move top to go to the top of the listing. Okay? After you find the code you need, once you have done these options, you will find the code you really want. Once you find it, you choose the code and enter intro. In that moment is when you find this screenshot. So, first you type GG Core Codes, intro. Second, you move down and up in the list, the big list. Third, when you find the code, you choose it and enter intro. And in front of you, you will find this screenshot, okay? Because this paper is a screenshot. In the screenshot, the only thing you need is this code, the office code. The rest of the information, this is not important. This is not important. This small code in the corner doesn't important, is not important, okay? This line is not important, this line is not important. The only thing you need is this small code. It means the same you found here and the same you found here. That's all. Now I am going to explain the logging in transactional way, okay? The transactional way is in this folio, okay? What determines whether Amadeus is accessed graphically or transactionally will depend on how the program has been installed on the computer of the affected agency. The transactional mode is accessed by tapping on a Start Amadeus selling platform. JI is used to initiate the login transaction code for real login. 0001AA, this, the agent access, replaces the first two squares we have seen on the login folio of the graphical mode. These two are the same, okay? And as I said before, this square is replaced by this, okay? I am not speaking about this because you know everything, because I have been speaking before about the same information, okay? SU supervisor, general sales, specific functions, everything here is called duty code. Here in the transactional mode, the particularities, the slash, the different thing between this and this, here is the triangle and here is the slash, bar and security code. So, let's continue. Now I am going for the last page, okay? Where I explain how the Office ID, this code I have been speaking here, and here is divided, okay? That's why I have made this folio. I am going to speak about how is divided this code and what it composes. As you realize, now in this code I have at the end 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the same as 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 of the other examples. I have changed that information and I prefer the 1, 2, 3, 4 because the 4 numbers are different and here the 4 numbers are the same, and it could create kind of a confusion, okay? I think it's better the example for this folio with 1, 2, 3, 4. MAB, city code, airport code, this, okay, this. Is the city or airport code where the office is located. IB refers to the airline's corporate code or in general the two-letter code representing the affected company, which may be an airline, travel agency, hotel chain, car rental office or other tourism service providers included within Amadeus. So this information, okay? The codes of all companies are obtained with ggcorp codes. With these ggcorp codes, by typing ggcorp codes, you get this information. Because ggcorp codes has several utilities, like this one, for example. This is another one. Now I am going to speak about the 1, 2, 3, 4. This part, the last. Meaning of 1, the first number. It's called corporate rating code, okay? Corporate rating code. And in this case, it's 1 because in the list below, in this list, It refers to participating airlines, one participating airlines. That's why here is one, because it refers to participating airlines. If it wasn't participating airlines, that first number, this number, the one, of the code would be different. In other words, this one would be changed for 0 airline users, 2 or 3 travel agencies, 4 hotel chains, 5 car supplier, 6 system tour provider, 7 surface supplier, 8 other suppliers, 9 wholesaler. And now I am going to speak about the last 3 numbers. In this case, 234 is called office number, okay? That's all. Now to conclude, I will start with concrete data. For example, about the password. It's assigned by default and it's necessary to change it the first time. In addition, it's necessary to change it every 90 days. New password, this one, has the function of assisting the password changes. In these changes, the old one is left at the top, is left here, and the new one is set to new password here, the new one, the old and the new. It has to be done every 90 days or whenever you need it. For both passwords, both, there is a maximum of 5 attempts. Be careful, then it crashes, be careful. They reset it from your company's headquarters. Now I am going to speak about the remote office box, this box. It's checked when we want to work outside of our usual office. It can be from another office or it can be from your home. In other words, unusual places. Remotely, only my user can be simulated by my company's headquarters. We cannot do that, with a few exceptions. Now I am going to speak about the test mode, okay? The Amadeus training. What is done will not affect Amadeus in real mode. Likewise, what is done in Amadeus in real mode does not affect students who are in test mode. Folks, we have come to the end of the video. The following videos will run in the same way that I have made. That is, explaining each of the parts of Amadeus as extensively as possible. Remember to subscribe and like this video if you liked this video. Don't forget to share it with anyone who might be interested. It would be a good gift both for those who need a booster and for those who didn't get a feel for the program. Above all, it would be a good gift for the latter, who now have a second chance with my videos to take advantage of the time and the money allocated in the past, and that they will finally be able to make profitable. Thank you very much, and I will tell you the same thing as always. Love to be loved.